Live coming up, resolve tanker driver strike immediately to avert fuel shortage. That's a call from the Association of Oil Marketing Companies to the National Petroleum Authority. We are live in Tema, plus get to hear from the OMCs. Also in this bulletin, former Railways Minister Joe Gatti appointed chairman of reconstituted board of Ghana Revenue Authority.
We recognize the task ahead, and we will work hard, and we will continue engaging with the public. Luckily, quite a number of us have been in the private sector for a while. We know the allegations that are made from people about the alleged harassment and so on. We know, I also know as a fact that the people in GRA are trying to meet targets. Development comes with tax, so it's a balance.
Thanks so much for joining the program. I am Pius Kojo Baka. And look now at our stories. The Association of Oil Marketing Companies has expressed deep concern regarding the strike by the Ghana National Petroleum Tanker Drivers Union in respect of the proposed driver-mate remuneration framework. It warned that the situation could lead to a serious crisis which would result in fuel shortage if the impasse is not resolved immediately. The association also said it has made persistent attempts to address the concerns of the union, acknowledging the critical role of the tanker drivers in the petroleum supply chain. But the tanker drivers, we know, yesterday embarked on a strike to demand better remunerations. Even before we engage the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, let's go live to Tema and speak to our man monitoring events for us, the Tema correspondent Kwame Yanka joins us via phone for some discussions on this. Thanks so much, Kwame. And it's day 2 since the strike began. What's the situation in Tema as we speak?
Well, the drivers are keeping to their stance. Well, so the striking tanker drivers have not changed their stance on when to return to work. According to them, as recalled yesterday, they made it quite clear that no amount of words will get them back, except some conclusions like that. So, regular tanker have to production, various, including the oil, both area, case from George, among others. But after that, both or tanks by them have been not in use. Let me keep is that with the national authority.
Kwame Yanka.
Yes.
Kindly reposition yourself to help us understand what you are saying.
Yes. Can you hear me at this point?
Now.
Okay, so as I indicated, the drivers have not changed their stance they took yesterday. So the strike is still in effect, and according to them, no amount of words from government will get them back to work, except some concrete action by government. And like as I said earlier, on a regular day, they are supposed to lift products from various depots, including Samaria Refinery, Boss Depot at Bombaria, Chase Petroleum, Pure Trade, among others. But as a result of their decision yesterday, the tankers, as I speak to you, are parked and not in use, not being used to lift any product at this point. So let me quickly chip in that the drivers, through their source at National Petroleum Authority, indicates that an emergency meeting has taken place in a bid to ensure that these drivers return to the road to lift products.
So, as we speak, you can confirm that indeed there's been an impact in terms of operations at Tema, right?
Yes, certainly, because according to them, on a daily basis, they add to the country's economy by way of government revenue. So, if they are not working, surely it's going to have some impact on the country's economy. And
do we know the outcome of the meeting they had?
And that's not quite clear, but I believe as the day goes by, latest by tomorrow, we should know how the meeting at NPA ended.
Tema correspondent Kwame Yanka, thanks for that update. And let's also bring in the perspective of the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies, Reverend Opon, who joins us via Zoom for some discussion as well on this. And thanks so much, Reverend. And first, it's been a day since, or today too, I should say, since the strike began. How are your members managing in terms of moving products from the depot to the various service stations?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can now.
Excellent. So, how are my members managing? You're not managing anything. There's no movement. So, as it stands, my members are selling products that they have in tank till everything is drawn down. Then there'll be no fuel in the market. Sure.
And what are some of the interim measures that have been implemented to manage the situation from your end?
Yeah, I mean, what I have to say is that there have been issues that we are aware of, and we have been dealing with it with the regulators and stakeholders, including TUC, because there are remuneration issues here. It is a matter of fact that there is a factor of the UPPF that should go to the tanker drivers and mates. We are aware, and my members are aware. The issue here has to do with three levers, okay? So some drivers are not paid at all, as I understand, or not paid on time. And this has been an issue after engaging some of the drivers. And this is due to some of some of my members who own these tanker owners who will not be able to pay their drivers. Some drivers are also complaining that they receive less remuneration from their owners due to the volumes that they deliver per month. Some drivers are also not receiving pension and stint benefits, so they are calling upon NPA to intervene. But let me say that the UPPA actually takes care of all this. And in my earlier on interview with one of your colleagues, I was surprised to hear that the tanker drivers are pointing fingers on NPA. And I believe that's the wrong direction. Why do you want to point finger on NPA who has already given your quota in the UPPF, which is given to your respective bosses? The payment of your salary lies on the purview of your boss. NPA has given a quota that works for you. And like I was saying, we have been engaging. And as a matter of fact, last week, Tuesday, I sent a letter to the Tanker Owners Union and asking them for a meeting this week. And actually, we are meeting tomorrow to have this same issue. So it's not as if we are sleeping. There have been engagement with TUC and there have been engagement with all my members. I understand the fact that some of my members owe you, and I also understand that, I also need to understand that some of my members also own trucks and they have drivers who they pay salary staff. So it's not easy to compensate on a leverage that based on your low volume that you pick, I should come and pay you from my number of times that I lift. And let me give you a scenario here. Now, if you go 2 times, if you load 2 times and I load 8 times or even 10 times or even 15 times, and you ask me to use part of my remuneration to offset the person who has not taken any load for the month, that I don't think would work, because the market is deregulated. It's based on the volume. So if you're in business and you're not able to lift, I don't think putting the revenue in a pool to be shared in equal matter is what should be the solution. There are other forms of solution to make sure that they are paid, and they are paid in accordance to what NPA has regulated for. And let me say, as a matter of fact, that some of my members, according to their drivers that I have engaged personally, are even saying that they are paid even better than what the union is recommending for them. And therefore, they're not in agreement with what the union is fighting for.
I see. So I'm wondering, for how long can you survive on these interim measures you've earlier articulated before the situation gets out of hand?
So you see, without the drivers, we cannot work. Without us, the drivers have no business. So I think we need to understand that it's a mutual benefit game we're having here, and it's a marriage. You understand? It's like a husband and wife marriage here. Everybody is playing a role. Today, the commodity off-takers, which is you and I, can choose to go on strike and say that we're not going to buy fuel again because of price increase. All right? That's also a sit down. That will affect the demand. So as they are the ones that are the vehicle to transport the fuel, what that means is that if they cease to supply or deliver or distribute the fuel to the stations, you and I are not going to have fuel to purchase. It's going to affect the revenue of my members. At the same time, understand that these drivers are also not going to get paid because there's no movement and there's no delivery of products, and therefore we're not going to get any UPPF for that matter. Regardless of that matter, regardless of that, we are in talks with them. We need to come into a win-win game here so that we find a better way for all drivers to get paid. And when I say all drivers, I'm not talking about the drivers who are not working at all, because there is that issue that needs to be addressed. Because if my tanker owner goes into agreement with, say, boss, with maybe ABC Petroleum, and maybe in the course of months that he's not able to get contract to supply any fuel, and you ask me to put that driver in a pool to share revenue, that's a very big question mark and red flag. You understand?
Mr. Upon going through your statement, it appears the association has taken an entrenched position when it comes to the service conditions of these drivers. Now, I'm wondering again whether you see any way out in all of these.
Yeah, I think our main issue has to do with the fact that putting every revenue into a pool to share with everybody is an issue. We appreciate the fact that there's an understanding that the UPPF addresses the share of every driver who is operational, okay? But looking at the number of drivers and mates who are also working for some of my members who now transport more than 50% of their own products, and they are staff who receive salary that are even better than what the union is fighting for. That is an alarm. The union or the association has recommended several options. And tomorrow, like I said, we are going to sit down with the tanker union, both the owners and the drivers, to make sure that we come into a consensus as to how to go about it.
And you are positive something good will come out of that?
Oh yes, we are very positive. We are very positive. And I think I don't want the case where people are thinking that we don't care about the drivers. We do care about drivers. We do care. And if you get time, just jump on the call with any of the drivers that are under our association and find out if they are not well taken care of. So if there are other third parties who are not able to follow suit, then that's a big problem. Again, let me also say that we are also against the fact that some of our members are owing the tanker owners who are also not able to pay the remuneration to their tanker drivers. And that one also going to be part of our discussion tomorrow. We appreciate that fact.
All right. Thank you so much, Reverend Senopong, for agreeing to speak to us on Business Live. He is the Chief Executive Officer of the Association of Oil Marketing Companies. You're still watching Business Live. We'll be right back with more. Please stay. And before we go, former Railway Minister Jogate has been nominated by President Akufo-Addo to chair the reconstituted board of the Ghana Revenue Authority. Inaugurating the 9-member board today, Finance Minister Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam charged the members to help improve tax collections. George Yafe has the rest of the story.
Other notable members on the 9-member board include Second Deputy Governor of the Bank of Ghana, Elsie Adoawaji, Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Michael Ochibefi, and the Commissioner General of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Julia Isiam. The new board chairman of the Ghana Revenue Authority, Joe Garte, promised to help improve collections as this major priority.
I don't think any single member of the board is afraid of the challenges that we face. And this is not the first difficult job I've done, and with the experience of the people on the board, we'll do our best, our very best, and we'll leave the rest to God.
I'm saying that you are taking over at a very interesting and a very, very challenging times. What are you also going to do to calm the waters?
The first thing I bring on board is myself. I'm a camper. People of Ghana know that I've occupied public positions for a long time, and I'm not the type who engage in a lot of noise. We bottle down and start working. You know, your work must speak for you. We are going to our first board meeting today. From here, we are going to a board meeting. We recognize the task ahead, and we will work hard, and we'll continue engaging with the public. Luckily, quite a number of us have been in the private sector for a while. We know the allegations that are made from people about the alleged harassment and so on. We know, I also know as a fact that the people in GRA are trying to meet targets. Development comes with tax. So it's the balance. And we'll be counting on people like you to preach the story that yes, we must be business friendly, but we must also pay our tax. So our government can deliver what it must deliver to the people.
The Finance Minister, Dr. Mohamed Amin Adam, reminded the board members that they are coming at a time that more needs to be done to improve tax collections to aid in the recovery of the economy.
This year, GRA is supposed to collect about 146 billion cedis. And so I charge the board to ensure that we meet the target. Even if we exceed the target, the better for us. But I've also drawn attention to the fact that our medium-term target is to achieve a tax to GDP ratio of about 18 to 20%. And therefore, they need to put in measures and to bring efficiency to bear in their operation to ensure that we reach that target. Because that is the level that really will show that we are indeed a middle-income economy. And we can then undertake projects that is expected from a middle-income economy to bring development to our people. But whilst I talk about revenue, and I charge them to increase revenue, I am also not oblivious of the fact that there are challenges associated with staffing, but also conditions of service for staff. And therefore, the welfare of the staff is of paramount importance.
The Ghana Revenue Authority Board has been reconstituted after the former chairman, Dr. Tinjesi, resigned from the board.
George, you have filed that report. Ending Business Live for today. I am Pius Kojo Baka. See you same time tomorrow. Bye.